For his legacy, for someone that the wife came out immediately after he died to apologize to Nigeria, that the husband said she should do that when he dies. I think that's one of his legacy, apology. So he was an apology to us all. So sorry for those that are very close to him. He's an apology to as a president. One of the legacies that he left behind for us is the NSAS humiliation and genocide that was committed in Nigeria. The fact that the cows were rated over the human lives, I think that's what I remember him for. The cashless economy, that nothing was put in place for us to actually transit to cashless economy. Those are the things I remember Buhari for. Apart from that, I still remember him for the protest that he stood for against the removal of subsidy. He marched the streets of this town advocating that the removal of subsidy is a fraud. And when they came into power as APC, as a party, when they came into power, it was the same thing that they wanted to do. It's the same thing they are doing now.
Well, actually, my sincere condolence to the family of late President Buhari. But for me, as personal, the 8 years of his administrative war in Nigeria was really poor. Really destabilized our economy down. It didn't really actually make any significant impact for me. I didn't really appreciate his 8 years of administrative Nigeria was really poor. That is my take.
Very frankly, aside from the fact that I got a job during the Buhari administration, which ordinarily I should have been happy about, but judging by the dependency ratio and what have you, you see that we have gone like 3 steps backwards, because from the dilapidated some of the dilapidated infrastructures we see in the streets of Abuja, and then the insecurity I don't think is anything to write home about. And I must say I've been disappointed so far with the regime, and from 2015 up to date, I can say that we have taken, just like I said, it's like many steps backwards instead of going forward, because I expected that as a democratic dispensation we should have been seeing the dividends based on the promises during the electioneering period, and the high hopes that Nigeria had while Buhari was coming in based on some of his past antecedents. We felt that it would have been something to smile home about or be happy about, so that by now we would have been moving forward. If you look at it now in the League of African Nations compared to where we were before, I think we are now some way steps backwards.
He was good, but what happened is that as he came in for the first 2 years, they poisoned him. He was not himself. They start taking him up and down, and if you are sick, you cannot perform, and people will be helping you to perform, and those people that help you to perform may not be good. They will just like to embezzle, and they will bring up their interest. Generally speaking, if Buhari is not sick, he would have done better, because he gave out money to farmers. He did so many things like rice, food, this insecurity. But at the end of the day, as he was poisoned, they had wanted to terminate his life, and he was fighting for dear life.
The fact still remains that there is no presidential candidate who have been properly elected. There have never been any casualty, and there's never been any good thing. Do you understand? But the major fact still remains that there is a real foundational effect of that particular man, whereby that any crisis he must be out there to speak about the crisis, whether it's good or bad. So the foundation, one of the major fathers of this particular nation that held the peace and the progress of this nation, you can count on him. Like I said before, there is no man, as far as you have been elected, whether good or bad, whether starting from the period of Yaradua to this very present, there have never been any casualty.